A wonderful new children's musical opened over the weekend. The Adventures of Honey and Leon is now performing on Theater Row on West 42nd Street. The musical is about two loyal dogs who love their dads very much, but they often worry when their dads travel. Well, not this time. The pair have decided to go on their own European adventure to protect their dads. It's based on a book by actor Alan Cumming, and joining me in the studio is author of the musical, Min Kong. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, tell me about the story.
Well, the story is about Honey and Leon, these two dogs that are owned by Daddy and Papa. And whenever Daddy and Papa travel, they get really anxious and worry for their safety, so they decide to go and follow them. And in this show, they go all across Europe and make sure they're safe, but they really need to learn to work together as siblings as well.
And what inspired you to work on this musical?
I was really drawn by the book by Alan Cumming, as well as with illustrations by Grant Schaffer. It's just charming, beautiful, and then the opportunity to tell a story that shows two dads on stage, so that kids in the audience who have two dads, two moms, one parent, a grandparent, whoever's taking care of them can feel, you know, that families come in all shapes and combinations.
That's such an important message. What ages is the show intended for?
The ages are 3 to 8.
Okay.
But Camille Howard, the director, and myself really worked hard to make sure that the show is enjoyable for everybody. We kind of borrowed that Pixar aesthetic where it's fun for kids, but parents can really enjoy it as well.
And what do you hope people take away with them when they leave your show?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, joy. It's just a lot of fun, very whimsical, very cartoony, so I just hope people smile when they leave. And then after that, just maybe gratitude and thankfulness for the people in their lives that they call family, whether related or chosen.
And you can't go wrong with little doggies, right? No. Now, the show's produced by New York City Children's Theater. Tell us about them.
Yeah, New York City Children's Theater is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to promote children's literacy and social development through accessible professional theater like Honey and Leon. And they also have an educational department that offers literature-based residencies, anti-bullying workshops, and touring musicals that go to schools, homeless shelters, and community centers all across New York City.
Wow. Now, I know you also have sensory-friendly shows. What does that mean?
Well, for a sensory-friendly performance, what we'll do is we'll take our existing production and make modifications to make sure that the theater is welcoming for children who are on the autism spectrum or have other related conditions. So we'll do things like lowering the sound so that nothing's too loud or surprising, keeping house lights up, and then also just letting our staff and our performers know to be ready for possible vocalizations to be occurring while they're performing.
Now, does the New York City Children's Theater, they have a lot of different things going on. What do they have planned in the near future? Yeah,
so after Honey and Leon closes, up next will be My First Nutcracker, which is a great introduction to the classic ballet, but with added narrative and storytelling elements. And then after that will be Fish in a Tree, which is a play with music, and it tells the story of a girl with dyslexia who's learning to cope with her disability, as well as showing how a right teacher at the right time can have a positive impact on a child.
I love these topics that you all are covering, and they really, really are important. What other shows have you written? I know you say you focus on kids a lot.
Yeah. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, so I've worked a lot with a company called Bay Area Children's Theater. I've adapted a lot of work for them. Where the Mountain Meets the Moon is a novel by Grace Lind that I've put on stage, as well as like the King Midas myth. But I don't just write for kids, I write for general audiences, and the one that I'm maybe the most proud of is called The Four Immigrants, which tells the story of early 20th century Japanese immigrants in San Francisco, and that premiered at a company called TheaterWorks in Silicon Valley.
What are you working on now?
I have a commission by La Jolla Playhouse, which is based in San Diego, and that'll be a school tour going to various San Diego schools in 2023. And then TheaterWorks, who I just mentioned, they've also commissioned me. This is not for kids. It's a murder mystery musical.
Ah, yeah. So you've got great range. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. It sounds like you're doing really important work on so many topics that need to be elevated. You know?
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
All righty. Now, performances for The Adventures of Honey and Leon continue every Saturday and Sunday through October 23rd at Theater Row on West 42nd Street.